What's up guys, welcome to today's video. In today's video we're going to be detailing the wagon. I've had a couple people that do ask me how I clean my car, not only because it's so shiny but because it's always quite well presented at events. Now first off, we're going to begin with rule number one. One of the biggest tips that I can give you is, especially when you have a dark car, the first thing you need to be looking at when washing your car is the weather. Now no, it's not going to rain. I've already checked the radar, I've already checked everything. There is no rain in the forecast for today. But this is perfect weather to wash your car, because the biggest thing that you don't want, especially on wrap, is you don't want the soap drying on the car. Now from on camera, it does look like the car is clean, but I haven't actually washed it since I went to Melbourne last. So it's covered in dirt, dust, and it's still got bugs all on the front bumper and everything, all over everywhere. Yeah, it pretty much is hidden in the garage and I haven't driven it anywhere. So I thought today would be a perfect time to get it out and give it a good solid wash. So yeah, not only that, but I do also have a little bit of rubber on the back. I can assume you know where that's from. I'm not going to self-incriminate myself. But yeah, we'll first start off with pulling out the pressure washer and giving it a good blast down. Another little side note, as you may notice, I took the headlight tint off. Now, yes, I do like it a lot better with the tint on it. I reckon it does look a lot better. Now, even though the tint did look really good and you could still see the lights through it, easy as anything, it did alter a little bit how much light came out. And when we drove up to Power Cruise, we decided to come back at nighttime, and I wasn't too comfortable at how little light came out, even though it was only a light tint. So we ripped it off, which only took like 10 seconds to do anyways. Now it does make the lights look a lot cleaner and newer and fresher, but I like that little dark look. All right, let's start with the pre-wash. Now another one of the key things that you'll need to get, that I like to have for a good wash, is a pressure washer. Now this is one of the coolest and best pressure washers I've ever used. Don't bother looking at that logo, because I'm pretty sure they went bust and had to sell the last of their stock to another company, because at Summernats I saw them under another brand logo. It is really good. The motor's only actually on when you're actually using it, pressing the nozzle, but really good nonetheless, and I do highly recommend. Now, a lot of people think that, especially when you go to the car wash, you can get away with just doing a pressure wash, just using the soap, driving away once you've already rinsed it down. A lot of people think that the pressure that you can get out of a pressure washer will be more than enough to get the dirt off a car and getting it looking clean. It really isn't that simple. You cannot properly wash a car without contact. Now, a lot of people say that, like, every time you touch a car, regardless of what it's with or how soft it is, you're going to scratch the car. To a little bit of a degree, they are correct, but you cannot properly wash a car without physically having contact with a sponge, or you need to make contact, otherwise you will not get a proper clean. And in also saying that, one of the biggest things I see people overlook, and it's a massive another key item to it, is drying the car. Drying the car is where most of it comes into the, you could use the most expensive products ever. You could use a pressure washer with the craziest sponge in the world. But if you're not going to bother to dry the car, when you move the car, if you drive the car, whatever, you're going to get, there's always dust and dirt and crap in the air. You're going to get that in the water. You're going to get water spots all over the car. You always see people that use the self-serves at the car wash, and they do their wash and everything and drive off. And then you'll see them 5 seconds later, they'll be dirty, complaining that it didn't work. Whereas if you were to just dry the car, even if you were to hose the car off, it's going to make a huge difference. So those would probably be my 3 massive main steps. 1, pre-wash the car with a pressure washer. 2, wash the car with a good product and a sponge. You need that contact wash. And step 3 is drying the car. Get a big heavy GSM towel or something. I've got a couple big ones from Boat & Zone. Not sponsored, but they're really good products. Easily obtainable as well. Now, I know my car back to front, so I already have a certain way that I clean the car from top to bottom, which panels I do when, to be efficient. But those are the 3 main things that you need to properly wash your car. All right, so the products that I use, Autoglim. I love Autoglim. Everything I use is Autoglim. This is the Polar Wash, designed for a pressure washer. I think it's supposed to be a safe and effective power cleaner home pressure washers. I don't know if it's meant to be a pre-wash or a post-wash, or the main, I don't know. I use it as a one and done kind of thing, because I reckon it's perfect. Use it half in the pressure washer. Then also have an Autoglim microfiber mitt. I've got my 2, these are the big green softies from Boat & Zone. These things are awesome. And I've also got one other towel that's just a details towel. I forget where I got it. This is a heavier GSM than this one, for instance, but yeah, I keep this one to do for wheels, and these 2 for the cars, because they soak up a lot. So you use one to get the big bit of water, and then you use another to actually perfectly get it. Now, a key thing to actually getting these 2 to work, all 3 of them pretty much, is getting them wet beforehand. So usually before I start washing the car, I'll wet them down just so that they're used to seeing a bit of water. And that'll give it roughly, what, 15, 20 minutes, half an hour to actually soak in the water. Starts working a lot quicker, then you can dry the car quicker, more efficient. You can be in, out, and done with washing the entire car in like, what, 20 minutes, half an hour, if that. All right, we'll get into it with the pre-wash, and then I'm gonna get Indy to give me a hand so I can get some cool B-roll, because when you're washing your car, you gotta get cool B-roll with the soap and everything. So yeah, let's get into it. Alrighty, so now that we've done the pre-rinse to get all the big bits of dust off, pop out the first fitting, pop in the second fitting, and that's our little wash bottle that's got all of our soap in it. So yeah, now I'll wait for Indy to come out. She's out here, I'll get her to actually spray down the car, and I'll film it for some juicy B-roll. Alright, now we'll get into that.
Passive aggressive, angry black man with a passion. Steady grip while I shoot to the stars with the full clip. Chatting nine with the loose leaf, then I proofread till I lose sleep. Couldn't handle the truth in your bed with the writing. Love at first sight shit, art over hype shit. Need a sound bite for the time capsule. Press play, they pause time for a bit. Smitten, I admit it, couldn't kick it. I'm in love with the fine print. Scribble type of shit they wouldn't find behind it. White suspicious behind the eyelid. Tell her reckless with the clauses. Careful with the cost me. Need a shit forever.
One thing I always like to do as well is I always like to soak the mitt so that it's wet. You never put anything dry straight onto the paint or the wrap, because that's just asking for scratches. So I like to get it nice and soapy first, then I'll start. So now that we've soaped down the car, we only ever do half of it, because like another thing, you don't want the soap to dry on the car. So I always do it in stages. I always do like the top and the bonnet on one side, or you sector it up, do it in stages. Alrighty, now we'll wipe it down.
Raising the Tobagos, we growing like fresh tomatoes. Them boys on fire, too fuego. We pass it round, hot potato. Everything is nuevo. I'm with my sweetie like Quavo. Need my cheese, need that queso. Need my bread, need that bankroll. Wake up, yes, Lord, I'm thankful. Another day on my schedule. Steady blocking the devil. I tell a hater, God bless you. Cherish moments that special. You gotta keep the memento. If you love me, then I love you, and I could never forget you. Some memories don't fade. Sometimes you miss the old days, but nothing change less you change what's around you. How you think, how you live, how you speak, how you walk, how you blink, how you talk, how you teach, how you reach.
Alrighty, so now it's drying time. So I got a couple beads of water left. Now, yeah, so this didn't soak up. You can see, like, I think I've just gotten my money's worth out of this. I think I've just used it more than enough, but it's losing its drying technique. See how, like, that one swipe and then like the water's gone. That's what it's supposed to do. But yeah, if you didn't notice what I was just doing just then, what I was doing also when I was actually like washing the car, if you didn't notice the similarities between the two movements I just did, I am going up and down on the panel, not doing swirls or like going around in circles. A lot of people think you're only supposed to go in circles, but what I was always taught and what I think makes sense is, regardless of what you're doing, if you're touching the car, like I kind of said before, you are scratching the paint, you are scratching the wrap to a degree, to an extent. The human eye can't see most of it, but you're still doing it. And especially with like a high gloss finish, you're going to end up ruining it over time. It's just what happens. Ooh, random bee. Oh, plus you don't know if there's like dirt anywhere that you could be just using to scratch the car. What you should be doing is always going in a straight line path up and down, because if you do scratch the car, you will have straight lines that are harder to see, and you'll only be able to see them in certain lights and certain angles. If you were to do them in circles, obviously you then have circle patterns all over the car that can be picked up from many angles, from different lights and all that kind of shit. So it is much easier and much better just back and forth. The whole car, pick one direction and stick to it. Alright, so I've given it a quick dry. And perfect timing now that the sun's come out, you can actually see how good the wrap looks in the sun. Get that glassy effect. Ooh, for once you can actually see the color in the roof. Be like, look at that reflection out of wrap. You ever seen a wrap job that reflects like that? Alrighty, so it would appear that it is perfect timing to have finished, because there's no clouds in the sky anymore, which means that soap and water would burn on this instantly. Also really helps with drying the car though, which is really good. So now the car's completely dry, now is time for the most crucial part in this entire sequence of washing your car, and that is taking the baller photo to post on Instagram or put in your stories to say that you washed your car, because who knows that you actually washed your car if you didn't post it on your socials. So yeah, I'll do that now. I'm going to take some photos because of course I'm going to put it up there. But yeah, that's the car completely washed, if anyone was ever wondering on how I do mine. All right, so for the people that are still hanging around, if you're still watching right now, thank you, you OGs. Coming this week, if not next week, we have some test garments for a new merch line that we're thinking of releasing. We have some really cool pieces, mainly for like a winter line. So if any of you guys would actually be keen in buying any of our merch or anything, keep your eyes peeled, because we're thinking of doing it for maybe like when we hit 5K subscribers, maybe we'll do like a sticker release and like the merch release and everything. But yeah, if you are keen on that, drop a comment down below, because I'd really like to know that there'd actually be people that would be interested. Because yeah, we do have a couple things coming. We're going to keep them secret just while we test them out and see like all the cool things and everything. But yeah, so definitely if you would want something, just drop it down below. But yeah, that's probably going to be it for today. If you are new here and you haven't seen any of our videos before, or you have watched a few of our videos and you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. Hit the little red button below, turn on that bell so you get notifications when we upload. But for now, that's going to be it. I'll catch you in the next video, which will be Wednesday at 6 p.m. So make sure you're here to watch that one. That's it for today. I'll catch you in the next one, boys. Peace.
You bitching and bugging, there's nothing that we got in common. I've been out grinding and hustling, investing this paper, got tired of eating that ramen. All of my music be heat, I ain't missing a beat. I've been blessed with impeccable timing. Watch all them people who friendly, it turn into envy whenever they see that you shining. Okay, I'm back.